Welcome to Life Crisis Today. I am your host, Lisa Garcia. The Life Crisis Center helps victims of domestic violence, child abuse, and sexual assault in Wycomico, Somerset, and Worcester counties. With me today is Karen Hughes. Karen is the domestic violence therapist at the Life Crisis Center. Karen, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Karen will be talking to us about domestic violence. She'll also be talking to us about the artwork made by survivors of domestic violence. Karen, before we start, can you please tell us what is domestic violence?
Domestic violence is the use of power and control from one person over another. Most people think it's just physical abuse. That's a piece of it, but it's really one person wanting to be in charge or in control and uses that power in order to get it.
Okay, so now that you told us what is domestic violence, I'm going to ask you, how often does it happen?
Well, every 15 seconds, a victim is abused by their abuser somewhere in America. So it happens frequently.
That's a lot, Karen. With that said, what kind of therapy does the Life Crisis Center offer?
Well, I am the domestic violence therapist for the Life Crisis Center, and I do both group and individual counseling. So people come in and talk to me, and we see what is their best needs, whether it's just going to be just individual or group and individual. Group is great. Research even shows how group enhances their therapy. So I encourage the mostly ladies that I do see men, to participate in the group, and then they also supplement that with individual so that the individual needs can be attended to as well.
Okay. So you said the group helps a lot. Mm-hmm. Research shows that. So today you're going to talk to us about some of the projects that the members have done, right?
Right.
Okay, so can you tell me about those kind of projects? What is it that they do? Or I know you're going to show us some pictures.
Although I'm not an art therapist, what I have found is by doing art, it's like they use a different place in their brain, and that helps in their healing. Because often it's like they have their thoughts and they have their feelings. And to reconnect them, artwork helps with that. And so I do a project with my clients every single year, and then we have an art show. And so this year's art show is through PAC 14 and showing all the different projects we've done over the years.
Okay. So what was the first one, or which one do you want to start with?
Well, when I first started this job in this position in 2005, we had a vigil. And at the vigil, I did a clothesline project. And at the clothesline, we did masks. And it was the mask that they show the world, and then the mask they don't show the world. So it's kind of two-sided. So they could walk around the clothesline and see the front of the mask that we show, and then they could walk to the back and they could see what they weren't showing in the world. Often, even in the picture that you can see, that you see a face. But if you really look at the ones that are turned over, you see anger and tears and lots of dark color on the inside, whereas the outside was a little bit brighter.
This is how they feel inside, how they keep those feelings for themselves. Right. Okay.
And then our next project we did was the quilt. And what I asked them to do was a Dear Friends ribbons quilt. Because remember, most of my clients are women. Mm-hmm. So what are girls known for but ribbons and spice and everything nice? So I used ribbons. And they wrote a letter. Dear friend, dear mom, dear sister, dear cousin, dear neighbor, dear friend. And then they got messages that they wanted to send to them. Here in believe in yourself. Yes, it is real that you do have a voice. Another project I did was called Creating Life Without Abuse, using your hands, because women do. We cook dinner, we take care of our children, and we use our hands. So in their hands, they are creating their life without abuse. And so they made ornaments. You know, the salt dough ornaments we made probably as kids? Yes, well, that's what we did. We took salt dough, we colored them, we marbleized them, created these hands, and then they painted on them that life that they wanted without abuse.
And I see it. So they want to move on.
Mm-hmm.
They want safety. They want freedom. I see those hands talk to you.
Yeah.
Tell you lots of
Butterfly.
things. Yeah.
That they, that growth that a butterfly does, that comes out of all the being confined and growing into a butterfly. Yeah.
Okay, so every year you do different art shows. So
Every
what was the following year?
I had a great time with wind chimes, because wind chimes are in our homes. Lots of families put wind chimes up. They are, our neighbors have them. And so I wanted the message to be, I am your neighbor. Hear me, I'm really here. Even though it's a little teeny tiny little tinkle of a little wind chime, or the furious, when the wind's blowing, you can really hear them, wind chimes. So they created wind chimes. They got to paint on a disc about their life. And then we got little miniatures, all the little miniature box cars and things from Happy Meals and the different things and then what they represented in their abuse. And we just hung them so that when you clanked them together, yes, they do clank, they could see the things that happened to them by the things that were hanging from their wind chime.
So it was to represent what they lived and also what was used through the abuse with them?
Yes.
Okay.
And here, just some examples of things.
So I see keys. I see bottles.
Broken hearts.
Yes, tears.
A belt buckle, because things that they may have been beaten with.
I also see ambulance.
The ambulance, calling the police, calling an ambulance, having to go to the hospital, right? Lots of different things. Sometimes some of them even had knives strung on them because they would be cut. Lots of abuse.
Karen, I see windows.
Yes. Windows of abuse. The ladies were asked to either looking out from their window or somebody looking in to them and what they saw, what somebody might see. So one of them you can see is a bird in a cage. They felt like that. Or their heart was being broken and stabbed. Or the fractured heart. Just lots of different things. A tree.
I was going to talk about the tree. It's like, is it on the beach?
That one is on the beach. It's like that windswept tree that's kind of a loner, that's out there and windswept, kind of leaning, but it's still rooted. And she talked about that, feeling still rooted, but feeling windswept, like she was being blown away.
Okay. I really like the windows. I like everything, but the windows.
Yeah. Light bulbs. You know how when you have that aha moment?
Oh, yeah. Oh, great idea.
Yes. And then the cartoon character with the light bulb over the top of the head. So I use light bulbs because one week I seem to have been talking about that with a lot of clients of mine. So light bulbs just made sense. Aha. Yes, this is abuse. I need to get out. I need to change some way. Or in their treatment, aha moments. Things that like, oh, wow, yes. So they did their light bulbs. You'll see that they're two-sided. Sometimes you could walk around this display. So they actually did their light bulb all the way around the light bulb. And so they're a 3D artwork.
I like all the colors and everything, all of them.
Right.
How different and how colorful.
And then the ladies also named them. The names are theirs. I did not create the names. This one shows, actually looks good. You know, they're aha, I don't have any flowers. And then the seeds that are planted. Because in therapy, I talk a lot about seeds and how things can grow and develop from a little tiny seed. So that's what this lady came up with. Red flags. That's one of the topics I talk about in their treatment is red flags. How do you know what is abuse? Can you see it in people, especially when they're ready to not be with people they might start talking about to another man? How will you know? Is everything going to be a red flag? So that's what this lady came up with is her red flags. That red flags were there and she didn't see them or she ignored them.
So once she saw, or thought, these are the red flags, or these were the red flags that I look at, that was her aha moment.
Right.
Okay.
And this one is her heart, but if you look at it, it looks like it's very fractured. And yet she called it Tiffany glass. Think about that. Glass that's put together when you look at stained glass windows. They're little tiny shards that are put into some beauty. And so that's what I look for in ladies. And this lady actually was starting to feel that she was beginning to feel like she could, even though she was broken, be something that's good and beautiful.
I like all the colors, and I like the heart, even though, like you said, it's like broken, but it's getting back together.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wonderful that they can talk about what's going on inside of them through art and express themselves that way.
Right.
Okay. What else do you have?
Our shoes. They have walked out. Most of the clients I work with have walked out of their abuse. So we use shoes to show them in their abuse, as well as walking out of their abuse and walking on forward in their life. So this, as you can see, is the shoes are on pebbles and rocks and really on one side, and then on the grass where it's nice and nice and beautiful and light and bright. So they had their shoes. And you see on one side it looks very, very dark. Even their shoes look dark. And then on the bright side, their shoes look fun and whimsical and moving forward.
So the before and the after.
Right. So we have a walk in my abuse and a walk out of my abuse.
I like that. Like I said, the before and after, how even though everything is dark, it can get lighter and it can get better and brighter. And you can move on.
That's what therapy is to help them where they are and then how to move them on. So they feel like they're whole again.
Karen, I have seen around town rocks. Hashtag SBY rocks,
Right.
but rocks everywhere for different things.
Yes.
Have you guys done any rocks?
Yes, we've just started doing that, and we did a project where some people did it, and we're hoping to put them around town so that victims can find them too. So if the community wants to get involved, they can create a rock and put it around town, so that maybe a victim can have a message. It could be any kind of things. You've got this, or you have courage, or you can do whatever. Messages are great to have a victim say, yes,
You're strong.
yes,
There's hope.
yes.
So how are they going to know that this is geared towards domestic violence? Is there a color? Is there a symbol? Tell me about
Well,
it.
you know how everything has a ribbon.
Yes.
In domestic violence, the color is purple. I'm kind of wearing it today.
I see
we
your
have a
purple
purple ribbon, so you can put a purple ribbon on it. That ladies can, or victims can, begin to look for those purple ribbons, and they can hold on to that. And sometimes those rocks anchor people. You know, they can hold on to it. They can take it with them if they've left. You know, are they in the process of leaving? And so that can be their little piece of encouragement from the community.
Wonderful. And I see now that you have the purple ribbon picture.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
The purple ribbon is just a way of anchoring a message. That purple can be that hope. Purple is actually a very royal color. So victims can be royalty. And they can give them a message of a beacon of hope that they can leave if they are ready to leave.
Karen, those are great projects. Now, I have a question. If any of our viewers are thinking, I can be part of that group, I think I should benefit from it, or I could benefit from it, what do they have to do? Or if they think that this could be for someone they know, what can they do to be part of the group? How can they contact you?
That's a great question. Yeah, when a person's ready and they want to talk, either they themselves or they have somebody else that they've been talking to, they can call our hotline. Our hotline's available 24 hours a day, and someone's always available. And then what the hotline does is they send it on to me, and then I will schedule an appointment for them to come in, and we'll talk. We'll have some paperwork to do, and I make sure that the group is what they need. and then they can go forward from that. And our hotline number is 410-749-HELP. That's easy. It's 410-749-4357. And it's available 24 hours a day.
Okay, that's great. So if they need to contact you, 410-749-HELP, 4357.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Karen, thank you very much for being here today. Thank you for bringing all this great artwork, and keep on doing what you've been doing for a long time.
Great. Thank you for having me.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. One of the ways to create awareness is by wearing purple, like Karen was saying earlier. The color purple is a color for domestic violence awareness. Another way the Life Crisis Center is creating awareness for Domestic Violence Awareness Month is by hosting different events during the month of October. Check out our local library or your local libraries during the month of October and look for our Domestic Violence Awareness display, like the one that you can see at the screen right now. It has a mask, and it talks about what the mask is, and it talks about the purple ribbon and how domestic violence can be or is power and control. The displays will be located in the libraries of Wicomico, Somerset, and Worcester counties. Come and join us on Wednesday, October the 18th at 10:30 at the Wicomico County Library in downtown Salisbury. We will be having story time with Fabulous Farah. On Friday, October the 20th from 5 to 8, the Life Crisis Center will have a table at Third Friday, downtown Salisbury. Come and visit our table and also bring your domestic violence awareness rocks so we can hide them around the plaza. On October 27th, Life Crisis Center will be hosting its Halloween luau at Secrets. Come to Secrets and enjoy the endless buffet and drinks. There will be live entertainment, silent and live auctions. To purchase tickets or for more information, call Tina Shermoli at 410-749-0632. I hope all of this information has been helpful. I also hope you can share this information with others. Remember, if you have a question or need to contact us, you can call the hotline at 410-749-4357. The hotline is available 24/7. You can also visit our webpage at www.lifecrisiscenter.org. Thank you, PAC 14, for making this show possible, and thank you for watching Life Crisis Today. Have a nice day. Bye.
Would you like to see your community organization or nonprofit group featured on PAC 14? To get started, contact us at 410-677-5014 or visit our website at www.pac14.org. PAC 14 is a great way to connect with your community.